What's going on, guys? Thank you so much for coming back to Cobra TV. This is the Friday Subcast. Thank you all for being here. It is amazing, and we're gonna get this show kicked off. We got an exciting show tonight. It's a weird show. It's a very strange show. It's we got Sword coming in as first. Thank you so much, Sword. I think I might be too loud, just a little bit. Let me turn myself down just a little. That was the wrong button. I don't know what that button does. But let me turn that down just a bit. There we go. Okay, so we got an exciting show tonight. Let's go ahead and get this music off. And we've got, for anybody coming in tonight, we're going to be talking about No Man's Sky. We're going to be talking about the PvP challenges that are going to be here tonight. Or not tonight, tomorrow. Not here. I'm going to stream snow fighting. But I'm not in the Olympics here. But we got Infinite Lightning. What is up, dude? So, Cuzwalt, what's going on, buddy? So we're going to be taking a look at the arena that they're going to be doing in the Olympics there. We're at the arena site and going to be checking it out. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I can sweet talk Snow Obsidian into allowing us to use this PvP area for the Galactic Thunderdome and bring that back once a week. Not for the subcast, for just another live show. So if you guys want to see the Galactic Thunderdome come back, let me know, and I'll see what I can do about talking to Snow. And so we're going to be talking about Fallout 76 tonight as well, plus a very special guest. My father is going to be on the show tonight, and I don't know how well this is going to go, but my dad's going to be here, and he's going to be talking about what it was like growing up before gaming was even around. So he was around during the first time it actually started taking hold in the world, and he's going to be talking about what that was like, and just talk about, you know, all the way up to now. He's not a big gamer now, but he used to be a long time ago, back when I think a lot of people were born, before a lot of people were born. So I'm going to be talking to my dad and talk about Fallout 76. No Man's Sky. We're going to be talking about No Man's Sky tonight as well. And Legacy Zero, what is going on, dude? So if you guys want embarrassing questions, you could call in. And while my dad is on the phone, or while he's on the call, you could probably ask my dad some crazy questions. What's up, Legacy? What's going on? DB, what is up, dude? So yeah, we're gonna see where tonight's show, and at the end, we're gonna start getting into a little bit of I don't know, maybe broadening the conversation to space and stuff like that for real. So we'll see. We'll see how today's show is gonna go. How old am I? Maybe that's a question you could ask my dad.
Disclose that information.
What's that?
Do not disclose that information.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got Snow Obsidian in the subcast room. And Snow, how would you feel about lending your arena for the Galactic Thunderdome?
I heard that already. Let me think. I don't see why not.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll see what day of the week we could do the Galactic Thunderdome, and but we got to get people that want to fight. So if you want to fight, message me on Discord,
or me,
or Snow Obsidian, and we'll put some fights together, guys. And 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. So we'll see. Two explorers enter, 1 explorer leaves. So we'll see how that goes. But we're gonna go ahead and play the intro, and we will be right back after this. And we'll see when my dad's gonna join. I'm not sure when, but we'll be right back after this, guys.
You have tuned into Cobra TV, the only galactic radio station in the Euclid Galaxy. This is a subcast. Join our Discord and wait in the room called at less 102.5 FM to be raptured. If you can't come on the show, leave Cobra's Speakpipe message. The link is below. We are sorry, no guests allowed tonight. Cobra is not trapped in the simulation with you. You are trapped in the simulation with Cobra. Join our cult. The cult of the at last. The link is below. This is a subcast, and now, your host, Cobra.
No check tonight! As always, thank you guys for coming back to Cobra TV. I've got to figure out what window I was on. Not that one. Not that one. I think it was that one. I got so many different scenes over on the left-hand side that I always forget which one, but they're not labeled. They all say new scene 1, new scene 2, new scene 3, new scene 4. So there's quite a bit of different ones over there, so I get confused. But yes, my dad's going to be on the show tonight. I don't see him in the Atlas room just yet. He was supposed to come on last Father's Day, but we didn't get a chance to pull that one off. But he should be coming on tonight. I do want to talk about one thing with No Man's Sky. And I was talking about this with Sword and Snow Obsidian, and I try and just explore No Man's Sky. I play normal mode, but I try, if you guys know me, I try to stay out of trouble. Sentinel, yes, buddy, I will let you into the subcast room. Just give me a quick second, bud. As soon as we start taking callers, Sentinel, I'll make sure you're the first one to come in. So I try to stay out of trouble. You know, you guys know that. Wait, why is Captain Monday Baker saying report? Report what? What happened? What happened?
I'm on it.
What? So there's something wrong with Cineros? I'm on Discord. Please me in. Captain Monday Baker saying report. I don't know what's going on. Captain Monday Baker, is everything okay, buddy? He's a good friend of the show. Okay, so, oops, I messed up the controller. Okay, so where was I? Oh, okay, so I try to stay away from trouble as much as I can, and look, you know, the Sentinels, they're so easy to run away from. They're so easy to get away from. And that's one of my biggest gripes, is that the Sentinels are not as dangerous as I wish they were. Or there's nothing super dangerous. But it just... Captain Monday Baker. No, it's how I say hello. Oh. Okay, thank you, Captain Monday Baker. Okay, so... Alright, that's situated. Hi, buddy. So I decided, you know, I'm not going to run. I want this to be fun. I want this to be exciting. So I had a little battle with Sentinels on my last community missions video that I did. And I got to say, it was fun. It was super fun. And I want to play a little bit of that. Because you know how Hello Games, they always put stuff in the game that may not make sense to you. Now, Snow Obsidian... I'm glad he's on the call, because we were diving down in the oceans and we saw these balls underneath the water, and they had like these metal like cords all over them, and when you scanned it, it said that it was a plant. Remember that, Snow?
I think so, yeah.
Right, and when Visions came out, we saw that same exact plant now on land in its living form. And so there you go, you had the plant, it was in Abyss, but not being utilized the way that was going to be in Visions. So they're always putting things in there that I think, I don't know, like prepping for the next update, or yeah, we'll utilize that later or something like that. And so there's always, and besides, with No Man's Sky, there's so many different ways they could go. So many different ways. And one of the things that I noticed when I decided to cause some trouble, and yes, I caused the trouble. I landed on a planet and I got beat up by a bunch of Sentinels. Now, for me to say that this happened all in, you know, like to me, and oh pity me, I'm a victim. No, I could have ran away from them. I just decided to stay and fight. And one of the things that I saw when I was fighting them is how closely that it resembled a boss battle. And when you think about what Hello Games could be doing next, that kind of gave me an idea of something that they could actually utilize in the game. So let me get to the part here. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to play this, and I'll explain here in a minute. Oh no, I didn't realize you were there.
Boss battle, final round.
Alright, so here I am fighting this thing. I could have ran away, and all of us could run away. But what was really cool is I wanted something exciting. So I wish Hello Games would make these moments more dangerous for us. But what's really cool to note is fighting this, and this is going to have a theme tonight, made me feel like I was fighting a retro boss from some old video game from like the olden days, like a Sonic the Hedgehog boss. You know, you're fighting it. You're taking off of his armor. Right now, he's using his laser beams to try and shoot me, and you can easily evade it, just like you could a Sonic the Hedgehog boss. And as soon as you get, we got a lot of messages popping up here. Sorry. So as soon as, come on, buddy. Whoops. You're not. No. You're not taking me with those.
Wrong button?
Yeah, kind of. Let me go back here a quick second. Someone was messaging me real quick. So let me get my train of thought here. So yeah, as soon as you take off his armor, he screams up, and he shoots off these missiles up, just like an old freaking boss that we used to fight. Like, it has many different stages. And then it changes its weaponry, and it's easy. As long as you know the pattern of the way it's shooting, it's super easy to evade. But my whole point behind this, what I called a boss battle with an easy boss battle with a Sentinel, is that a Sentinel Walker, is that what if we can see Hello Games in the future adding boss battles for us to fight, and they have the perfect thing already set up, the perfect like palette for it, where they have the community missions. These community missions that we all get together. Right now, guys, we're just getting together and we're scanning plants. We're scanning plants with each other, right? And that's cool. It's really fun, and especially when there's like a community goal that we're all trying to reach and all trying to work for. You know, that percentage, trying to get it all done, working for that together. I think a really cool thing is for Hello Games to take something like this and make it difficult and make it a boss battle that we all have to get together and fight. Maybe there's one of these on a specific planet, and it'll it'll match 4 of us together, and then we all get together and we fight this boss. I think that could be, I mean, the game mechanic is already there. We got the boss type creatures to be able to, Sentinel Walkers to be able to do it. We have an onslaught of, they could increase the numbers of the Sentinels onslaughting us, the different kinds of Sentinels onslaughting, and then we have grouping people together in these community missions. We got the multiplayer, it's all there. So I really super wish that we could actually see something like this in the future with these community missions, is boss battling. And I know it's not what No Man's Sky is about. No Man's Sky is about exploration, going out on the final frontier and seeing things, being there for the first time, things like that, right? And it's there. That's never going away. You can, no matter what they add to the game, if you don't like farming, you don't have to farm. If you don't like building a base and you're just a wandering nomad on your spacecraft, you could do that. You don't have to build a base. So No Man's Sky's got bunches of different levels of playing that you can pick and choose what your path is, or you could be a crazy person and try and do everything all at once, which is, I know a couple of people that do that. But I think a community mission where we all get together, just like Peaceful Gamer says there in the chat, community planetary defense. I like that. I really like that. I wish we see that. I hope we see that in the future. Let me check. Okay, nope. Pops isn't there right now, so we'll have to sit here and wait. If you guys are just joining the show, my dad is going to be joining us tonight, and he's going to talk about what it was like growing up when gaming was actually starting, and going to the arcades. He mentioned to me off the air that a lot of the arcades that he went to weren't really arcades, but most of the stuff that they had to play were black and white at these like quarter places. And so he's going to be coming on, talk a lot about that, about just retro gaming, and he's probably going to be making fun of me quite a bit So if you guys want to ask some crazy questions, now's your time. You can ask them pretty embarrassing questions about me. But let's take a look and let's see, who do we got in the call? Snow, how you doing, buddy?
You're just now asking that?
I'm sorry, I got to talking too much.
It's okay. No,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Snow just got here.
I've been here the entire time.
No, he hasn't.
I'm doing good.
No, he hasn't. No, that's good, man. It's good. So what we're looking at here on the screen is we're looking at an arena that you've built for the No Man's Sky Olympics that's taking place. This part of the arena, this part of the No Man's Sky Olympics is actually taking place tomorrow.
4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Twitch onto NMS Olympics at that time on Twitch and see the gameplay for yourself.
All right.
I will be streaming the events. I'll be streaming my side of the event as champion. And yeah.
Now,
same time as always.
If you guys can't remember, Snow Obsidian was like a recently undefeated champion. He came in, he got beat once or twice, and all of a sudden,
it was 3 times.
Okay, well, he came back, and I don't know, what he did. I don't know how he practiced, but he is unstoppable. No one could beat Snow Obsidian. Nobody. Like I can guarantee you, none of you guys can beat Snow Obsidian. How do you feel about me saying that about you?
Pretty good.
He said pretty good. And he's a beast, guys. He's a beast. So seeing him competing tomorrow in this is absolutely... I'm so excited. And I'm going to... I hope he's going to stream, because if he does, I'm going to stream his stream and commentate for him. And I'm going to be there and watch him just clean the floor with these people. They probably have no idea who they're about to face. I mean, he's unstoppable. Nope. He said nope. So that's the arena. And so I was talking to Snow, and we're going to try and bring back the Galactic Thunderdome, guys, and use this here for a little bit, and until we can get another one built, or maybe we won't get another one built. I don't know, but if he does play, nobody else is going to win but Snow. So we'll be bringing back the Galactic Thunderdome, starting effective as soon as possible, ASAP. Let's see who we got in the chat. We got Cyrus. Cyrus is in the chat. What's up, Cyrus? We got 21st Century Father saying, hey, so how many biomes were added in the Visions update? It said 5 times biomes. Yeah, I don't know what that means, or it said times 5 biomes or something like that. So it was really confusing, so I'm not really sure. Good person to ask, I guess, would probably be Rayrod from Rayrod Mods. Sci-Fi Guy Henry says, what's up?
I just noticed something that someone just posted in the SUBCAST chat, mini server. Here in the new database, data mine base parts. There's archwood, door, window, floor, ramp H, vehicle garage sub.dds, wall diag, wall Q, wood, DDS, utility battery, conduit, disruptor, fence, pump, solar panel, terminal, turret,
we're gonna put it on the screen here in just a second.
And wind turbine.
Here, we'll put it on the screen here in just a second. Let's see.
Sure.
Let's see. Get the screen back up, and then we will.
Could find a Virakotsa.
Okay, so this has all been data mined recently?
Yeah, as of 11/29 of 2018, in fact.
Okay.
That's, yeah.
And who was the person that just put this up?
Virakotsa. Yeah, I'm sorry if I just butchered your name, sir.
Well, you don't want me trying to pronounce it, that's for sure. All right, buildable arc, door window, floor, ramp made out of wood, vehicle, garage. Ooh, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah,
wall.
We need one of those.
more walls, a battery for something, a conduit for something, just distributor, fence, pump, solar panel. That seems cool. Solar panel. Why would you need that if you didn't need to? Maybe they're going to start...
Get it out, Cobra. Get it out.
No, I'll wait. Terminal, turrets, and wind turbine. Also another way of generating electricity. That's really cool, guys.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So it looks like a lot of buildable stuff and things like that for the next update, maybe. And, you know, I mean, we're getting closer to that next update. If they continue on being super fast with, you know, Abyss, then Visions, and then where Sword was saying maybe we're about 2 weeks away from yet another update. So that's going to be interesting. Let me go ahead real quick and try and send a message to the guest.
Speaker.
The guest speaker. Why don't you talk for a minute while I try and message you?
Put on the spot all of a sudden. I will say, continuing from my last thought of the events, I will be streaming the NMS Olympics PvP arena match, the knockout arena match, tomorrow around 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Here, let me put my YouTube information down so that you guys will know where to look. Also, you can also check out NMS Olympics on Twitch. Check those guys out and see the other side.
Most definitely. Yeah, they're going to be broadcasting also on Twitch as well. Just a place I don't go to very often is Twitch.
Oh, and another thing. On December 3rd, which is a Monday, 9:30 in the morning, 8 Eastern Standard Time. That's also 6:30 PST, 2:30 UK time. I'm not entirely sure. Not sure what that one is. Cloudrunner TV and DG Squared will be interviewing me in regards to that PvP arena match.
Who is?
So that Cloudrunner TV on Twitch and DG Squared on the Amino.
Awesome.
Those guys will be. So Cloudrunner is the host. DG Squared is the co-host. Those two guys will be interviewing me on Twitch on Cloudrunner TV's Twitch channel. So go ahead and check that out on December 3rd, Monday.
Awesome. Very cool. Very
9 a.m. or 9:30 a.m. EST.
All right. So the guest is he's eating. He's eating at the moment. So we'll be bringing him here as soon as he's done eating, which I don't know how long that's going to take. So let's go ahead and come up to guys. Let's talk about Fallout 76 for a quick minute. I have a few things to say about Fallout 76. Not a whole lot, and it's not negative. It's not positive. Well, it might be a little bit positive, but mostly I want to give you guys the platform to be able to come on and tell me or anybody else what you think about the whole situation with Fallout 76, and I think it's a very interesting topic, very interesting conversation, and I don't know, it's kind of something, you know. I mean, we as No Man's Sky fans, we've been there, we went through this exact thing. So let's go ahead and get this on screen real quick. And all right, so Fallout 76. I mean, this is going to sound. Vilmer says, "Eating, is it Rayrod?" No, not quite. This is going to be familiar, you know, with the AMA investigating Hello Games about, you know, the release of No Man's Sky and stuff like that. So this sounds very, very close to home to all of us. And I got some things to say about this, but it says Bethesda facing possible class action lawsuit over Fallout 76. So the article reads, the tale of Fallout 76 has been a strange one since its first reveal in E3. Even at the time, it seems Bethesda knew that fans would be uneasy with the new take on Fallout by how often they couched introductions of the game with assurances that it was still Fallout at its heart. Now, a lot of people didn't like it because Bethesda makes single-player games, and this one's going to be all of a sudden it's going to be a multiplayer. It says one reaction Bethesda probably did not see coming, however, is a class action lawsuit over the game's buggy nature, and they're not giving refunds for this game either. The law firm, which is also kind of familiar, the law firm LOP is currently investigating and soliciting clients for a possible class action lawsuit against Bethesda over Fallout 76. According to the firm's class action page, they are hoping to represent players who bought the game and were unhappy with the quality level of the product from a technical perspective. More to the point, they are alleging that Bethesda is refusing refunds on the product. While minor bugs and glitches are expected with the release of most games, Fallout 76 launched with 56 gigabyte patch that has proven to be but a starting point for the game's problems. The firm writes on the suit solicitation page, gamers who have tried to receive a refund because of the game's myriad of glitches have been unable to do so since they downloaded the game, leaving them to deal with a unplayable experience until patches bring it to a playable state. Now, I don't think the game is in such an unplayable state that they're stuck with a game, that they're stuck with a brick. That's the one thing I gotta say. I have seen the funny glitches on YouTube and Facebook, things like that, but I have not seen something that was completely and entirely unplayable, unless I'm not looking in the right places. It continues to read, there have been a number of reports on Reddit about Bethesda refusing refunds for the game on PC. It's not clear if this is a blanket policy. Bethesda chose to not release Fallout 76 on Steam, which has 2 hours or 2 weeks return policy on games, opting instead of release only on their Bethesda launcher. Bethesda's own return policy allows for returns of unopened physical items, but zero expectations for any games bought digitally unless mandated by law, like in Europe. Class action lawsuits over video games is not a new concept. In 2013, firm Robbins, Geller, Rudman, and Dow, filed a suit against EA alleging that the company made false statements about Battlefield 4 and the bugginess of the game affected its sales. That was a little different because it had more to do with the effect of those actions on the shareholders' value, blah, 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 blah. Bethesda has apologized for the radio silence and the lack of communication concerning Fallout 76 and outlined a roadmap for future fixes today. You can find a review. Okay, so, look. There are a lot of things. Bethesda knew going into this that they were going to have problems with the launch of their game. That's not a surprise to them. These guys are veterans in the gaming industry. They know what's going on. They knew that there was going to be problems, but that's why they had a 56 gigabyte patch already ready to go. So delaying the game probably would have been better. Another problem that I see here is, and it's also a problem, with a lot of developers, is transparency. They should have told the players that the consumers that there were problems going into this and been more transparent with this. And even still, this should be more transparent. And speaking of transparency, it's the Fallout 76 199 Power Armor Edition wasn't what buyers were promised at update. Now this, I don't think $200 is well, I mean, if you get the game with it too. I don't know if you get the game with it too. But this is a kind of an interesting story. They were supposed to get this here. So you get the bag. Like, it's supposed to be it says right here, Figure 1 Canvas West text duffel bag, and you get this wearable power armor helmet, and then you get this map with some figures and some other cool stuff, and so that looks pretty cool. $200 if you get the game with it. I'd say that's a good buy. It's a good deal. But what they really got was this flimsy nylon bag that you would find at a dollar store with the helmet. Looks like the helmet's what it should have been, but it's the nylon bag that people were upset about, and they're offering $5 gift thing that says update. Bethesda is now offering 500 atoms, Fallout 76 virtual currency worth around $5 to players impacted by this switch. So what their initial response to this is saying, says players are also reporting that the company's response to the switcheroo has been less than friendly. We're sorry that you aren't happy with the bag. Bethesda support reportedly told another fan the bag shown in the media was a prototype and was too expensive to make. Okay, so here we go back to transparency. If it was too expensive to make and people already paid for the $199 they already pre-ordered for this, then they should have been able to reach out and say, look guys, cost, we can't do the nylon, or we can't do the canvas. We're gonna have to make this nylon. At least you told them before it got to their house. I mean, it's all about transparency, and I don't know. I mean, nylon versus canvas. I mean, is it really a big deal? Are you really going to be taking this this helmet in this bag out and using it for survival? I don't know. See, I think that they had a responsibility to literally tell you that, guys, we're switching this to nylon, and they didn't. They didn't do that. So to that, I can't really say anything except for they should have actually said something to people, and they didn't. But I would like to hear what you guys have to say. But one of the things I want to say about this whole Fallout 76 thing is, take the $200 package out of this and look at the bugs and look at the emptiness of the game that people are claiming. And remember, we've all been here. If there's any base that should understand what it's like to get a game that's, missing features or full of some bugs, it's us. And what did we do? Us No Man's Sky fans, we sat and we waited. We knew, because common sense is going to tell you that a company is not going to be able to sustain itself if it doesn't make things right. So Bethesda, I can guarantee you, will make things right with Fallout 76 eventually. And it will be a great game eventually. I've not played it, so I can't tell you if it's good or if it's bad. As Sci-Fi Guy Henry says in the chat, for $200, the bag should have been silk. Yeah. I mean, look, Bethesda. It all boils down to transparency. When things are going wrong, when things have to change, and this even goes to Hello Games, and they were transparent, but they only said it once. They only said it once in 2014. But these game developers should be transparent all the time, every time. That's their responsibility. Our responsibility as gamers is to not pre-order anything. Don't buy day one anything. Wait, watch, buy. That will hold them. Trust me. That will bring up the standard of the gaming industry fast. Because if people wait, they watch somebody they know play it on YouTube, not one of these IGN or GameSpot or the No, not these guys. Just your regular dude that just has a YouTube channel. He has fun. He plays the game. He bought it. Watch him play it. If it looks like the product that you want, then go out and buy. Wait, watch, buy. If people are not pre-ordering and buying day one, developers will have to make their product stand on its own 2 feet once it reaches the public. But if people continue to keep pre-ordering $200 packages and people pre-order games before they know what it's going to be like, we're never going to get anywhere. We're going to be talking about Fallout 76 type situations forever if we as gamers don't stop. Gotta stop. Hold them. And it's not about bitching. Oh, oops, I'm sorry. It's not about complaining about, because if we pre-ordered it or we bought it day one, it's us that we should be mad at because we bought it. Just wait. Wait, watch, buy. Wait, watch, buy. Just remember that. I would like to hear what you guys have to say concerning Fallout. So, I want to get you guys on the call and let you guys say what whatever you have to say about it. But I look at it like this: we've been there with Hello Games, we've been there with No Man's Sky. This company is going to have to fix their product if they want to keep continuing making products. Fallout 76 will probably, more than likely, be an amazing game after some of these fixes are done. But I think at the end, it's about holding them accountable by not pre-ordering, and these developers need to be more transparent. So that's it. That's all I have to say on Fallout 76. I've not played it, so I can't tell you if it's good, and I can't tell you if it's bad. And I can tell you this: what I've seen so far, I'm not buying it yet. I've looked at people playing it, I've watched people play it, and I'm not going to buy it yet. It's what I see is not something that I want to play. Not yet. It's close. It's very close because it looks kind of cool, but it's just not there for me yet. So I'm still waiting and watching. Let's go ahead and get some people on the call here while we wait for my dad to come in. We got Seteros who wants to come in on the call. Let's see if we can get Seteros in here. Seteros, what is going on, dude? How you doing?
Hello.
You alright there, bud?
How you doing, man? Seteros, so what's on your mind, man?
What?
What's on your mind, buddy?
I don't know.
What do you have anything you would like to talk about concerning Fallout 76?
I have nothing to say.
No? Do you have anything to say at all?
Oh.
Okay. Why did you want to be the first one to come on the call?
For bragging rights, I assume?
Okay, alright. We're going to go ahead and take Tav. Tav, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, friend.
Oh, it's you! You're the... Oh my gosh, it's you again.
Is that Space Entity Corvax?
Oh, now now I see the name. Mercenary. Tav, the Crimson Mercenary. Uh-oh, you're getting more creepy with your name. So
Oh my gosh, that was awesome. I love it. I love it.
So what's on your mind, Tav? You got some No Man's Sky, some Fallout. What's on your mind?
That Fallout stuff is outside drama. It doesn't bother me.
It's
I'm in
outside
a simulation.
You're outside the simulation.
I'm more concerned about my mate Polo. You know, he's been wanting some data recently.
Yeah.
I'm getting that stuff for him that I've been doing recently.
Yeah.
I don't know. My Nat died.
Help out Polo.
Yeah, Nat's dead. He used to be a mate of mine. Corvax. You know the one. Met him?
I'm having a little bit of a hard time understanding you, Tav.
I am too.
Sorry.
And Snow, if you were just trying to tell me you had to leave, you're not going anywhere. You're staying right here. You're not leaving me alone with Tav.
What?
Sorry. Could speak a little slower, I guess.
Probably. I mean, you are speaking to Cobra. You got to speak a little bit slower.
I think where I lost him was he was saying, talking about his mate Polo, and talking about how we should get data for him. Is that correct? As much data as we can?
Yeah. Someone's not contributing.
Yeah, some of us aren't contributing.
You're right.
Really hard.
I think Xbox are already at tier 2, aren't they?
They're on tier 3, I think.
Jeez. Oh, what's going on, guys?
Check the Galactic Atlas. Here, let me do that. I'm gonna check the Galactic Atlas. Just for the heck of it. See how they're doing. I think we're second, and PC's having the worst time. No Man's Sky. Galactic Atlas.
So, Xbox is doing the best. PlayStation comes in second, and PC comes in third.
Believe so. I'm double checking the Galactic Atlas now.
You know who I think Polo is in this? Sean Murray. Sean Murray's trying to see which platform is playing the most, and this is the data that's being collected.
Who's Sean?
I think
That's what's going on here. This is the community mission. How many of you are playing on and what console or platform you're playing on? Well, watch out, guys. You want Sean Murray to look at Xbox and say, "That's my favorite community."
He needs to pay me more.
Who needs to pay you more?
That's what I think.
Polo, I get what you're coming from.
Greedy
Polo's only
bastard.
giving you like what 45 Quicksilver per discovery, I believe.
Yes.
They need to bump that up to at least 60.
Guys, really quick, I want to introduce our guest speaker for tonight, Master Inker 1. He is my dad, Big Cobra, I guess. How you doing?
I'm here. What's up?
Howdy.
How you doing? How you doing, Dad?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Oh, we're doing great. We're doing great. We're talking about video games. We're complaining about video games, and we're waiting for you to get done eating dinner.
Okay. Any questions you want to ask me?
Yes, I'm like. So I was talking about fighting a Sentinel in No Man's Sky the other day, and it was like fighting a boss in some of the old games, and it got me thinking about retro games and stuff like that. And I thought maybe you could come on and tell us what it was like when you were growing up, and because you were at the turning point when gaming was starting to become gaming, like when it was being invented and put into people's households. And you said something about black and white arcades and stuff like that. So tell me about that time. Like, what was it like when that stuff was actually starting to be, coming to fruition?
Well, it all started back when I was probably about 12, 13 years old. First of all, I did my first tattoo at about 13, and I also smoked my first joint at the same time. That was the first time I did a tattoo.
Oh, cool. If you guys don't know, my dad, he owns a tattoo parlor called How's the Stain. All right, sorry, go ahead.
But anyway, after that, we used to go to a place called Waterbeds and Stuff up on Hamilton Road, okay?
All right. Careful, don't dox yourself.
That's where we used to get our paraphernalia, our papers, pipes, whatever we needed to use our reefer in. Anyway, they had built a building next to that, or opened it up, and they opened it up as a game room. And when we went in there, it was all monitor televisions, the old boob tube type that had the tube type TVs, and they were huge. And when you went in there, the game was already playing, but it was just on a demonstration. So we went in there, and they were quarter games, so we tried them out. Are you still?
Yeah, we're still here. We're still here.
Okay.
No, we're all sleeping.
We went in there, and the first one I seen was Pong. And it was just a paddle game with a little square ball. It was square, one round, and it bounced around the screen. When you put your quarter in, it would start, and you would put the paddle down, and the machine would actually play you. And then you would have to bounce the ball back and forth between paddle to paddle. If you missed it, you lost, and then you had to start over. As you progressed in the game, it started getting faster and faster and faster, and the computer would never miss. I mean, never. And but it had a way for you to play doubles. So me and a friend of mine, we always played each other, and we always used to kick each other's asses and stuff and have a good time. As we started progressing into the gaming, going up there, they started putting more games in, Meteors, Mars Attacks, all kinds of different Atari games, and they were all just
Oh, we're losing you.
they were green, you know?
Yeah. So you said the Atari rooms were all black and white at one point?
What do you mean?
You said the Atari like arcades, they're all black and white.
Yeah, they were just actually the color on the white part was green, but it was black screen, like a darker green screen, and it was all black when it came on. But the balls and the paddles and stuff were green. Now, later on, they started turning white. You know, they turned them a different color. But they started adding more and more stuff to it. So that's when we started getting into playing the games and stuff and, you know, having a good time. And we always hung out there all the time, constantly.
And you said something about how you were like shocked about the hockey table.
Oh, the air hockey table. Yeah, we walked in there one day and they had this big white table in there. It looked like a pool table. And we started looking at it. It had all these little pinholes all through it. And so he goes, hey man, he goes, check this new game out. He goes, it's called air hockey. So he slipped a couple quarters in it and we started playing and we were hooked on it. I mean, every night we went up there, we played it all the time. And then they started putting them in the bars after that. But it grew into popularity very fast. It is still popular today, too.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I remember, I don't even remember when I first seen the Atari, but I remember the games I used to like playing was Enduro. You remember Enduro?
The racing game.
Yeah. Yep, the racing game.
Yep.
I remember playing Enduro, Pitfall. Me and you used to play Pitfall like crazy.
Well, every time we went in the gaming room, there was always something new to it. The Pac-Man was a black and white game. There was no color to any of the screens. That came within about 2-3 years later when color TV first come out, and then they started putting color to the games.
That's really cool. Now, you guys, you and Mom never let the Atari stay out. It always got packed away into the closet when nobody was playing it. Today, we leave our consoles plugged into our TV and stuff like that. But I remember when I used to get into the box to get the Atari out for Mom to hook it up, there was an older machine in there. What was that?
I'm not sure which one you're meaning. It might have been the old Pong game that we used to hook up when I was living with my parents, because we talked them into getting the game system.
Right.
And then it had to hook up to the antennas on the back. Used to have rabbit ears, and they would hook into screws on the back of the TV. Well, that's how you had to hook it up to the back of the TV. You had to screw it in with the antennas. And the only way to get it off of there was to take the antennas back off, take the fittings back off, and then hook the antenna back up, of course. But and then they come out with a piece where you can just put it on there and you just plug into. But at the time, you had to take a screwdriver and take it off, put it back on, take it off, anytime you wanted to use it.
Oh, I see. So that's why we had to put it away, because the antenna.
Yes. Well, that was the old Atari game you're probably thinking about, and that was pretty much moot to play with because it was just the Pong games. And it might have just been the Pong game, because when we first got our system, that's all it was on there, was just Pong.
I see.
That's what it was called.
So what was it like growing up and all of a sudden there was these things that were called video games? I mean, was it exciting?
Well, the video games come later on. Around the time I was getting married, dating and everything, I got away from the gaming systems. But I heard that all the video games that were coming out, like you talking about the racing games, those were a big hit. There was motorcycle racing, there was car racing, there was snowmobiles racing. There was just all kinds of different vehicles you could operate. And when they finally come out with a game system that you could switch from one, like on the Atari games when they, after, like you were talking about, the one was always in the closet, they'd come out with the one where you just dial it. You know, you'd switch it on a switch to go which game you wanted.
Oh.
But then they come out with games that had like cassettes to them, and you just unplug one and plug one in.
Right.
And then you could play games like that. And then pretty soon they progressed into the DVD or CDs and DVDs later on, but they were mostly like a cassette game.
Now, we had a lot of memories growing up playing video games. Like, I remember me and you playing Enduro together. We also played Pitfall together. And then later on, we used to play baseball games on Nintendo. Remember that?
Oh.
I think we're losing you, sir.
Huh?
We keep losing you a little bit.
I think we're losing you.
Communication module's breaking.
Oh, you're losing?
Yeah, we keep losing your signal. You're back. You're back.
Okay. The Pitfall was a game that I loved, and you know what? I even played that game for a long.
He's gonna end up like Harvest.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah. Now we can. You're back.
All the rewards you came across, what are they called? Whatever you needed for the game to save this queen, or some kind of queen at the end. But I even went on to the cheat thing on a book. I'm sorry, it wasn't the internet. And I even looked in a book, and I did everything in the book to find the end.
I think you're getting too far away from your Wi-Fi. You there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. You keep cutting out. I think you're getting too far away from your Wi-Fi.
Well, maybe it's my phone that's interfering here. Is that any better?
I don't know.
Just keep talking. It seems to cut out every now and then.
My internet seems to be intermittent. I'm going to have to report that to Time Warner.
Yeah.
But I shut the phone off. Maybe that'll help.
Okay.
So what were we saying about the Pitfall?
You looked in a book.
Yeah, I looked in a book to find a cheat code in it, and I followed everything in the book where there was, and never did beat the game. I mean, I ended up throwing that game to the side. I never beat it. But it was a great game.
Yeah. It really was.
I mean, you guys play it today, you'd probably think it's real stupid.
No, not me. I love the game. Like, well, today, if we look at it, it's extremely dated. But I remember that's the first game I ever found a glitch in. And if I aimed at the wall and just ran, eventually I would glitch into the wall and I could jump through the unfinished portions of the game that they just left in there. It was really fun. But
I knew that.
Yeah, but I remember when when Nintendo came out, that was a hard sell. I had to try and talk you into buying a different game console, and I remember like, Dad, it's so much better, man. This is great. And finally, you did cave in and you bought it. And me and you had we played. I think it was called some kind of baseball game. Remember, we used to sit there on the north side and we'd play baseball.
Yeah, I remember that game. I'd always hit the home runs.
I know. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. I was even Cobra all the way back then. Yep. And then we went into the Sega. We went Sega next, and then we went from Sega. We went to the Sega 32X, the Sega CD, and then we jumped from there. Instead of going Sega Saturn, we went right to PlayStation and Yeah.
Now we started playing Tomb Raider.
Yep, I was going to bring that up. I didn't know if you remember that. He would like watching me and my brother Josh play Tomb Raider. And there was one time he came upstairs and woke us up in the morning when we weren't ready to get up yet because we stayed up all night long. Are you guys going to get up and play? Get up and play. Come on.
And I sucked at the game. I tried it, and I really, really sucked. And that's just with me in games, man. I just throw them down. I just say, fuck it, I'm done with them. You know?
What do you think about how, from witnessing like the turning point, the birth of gaming, and then turning around and seeing some of the stuff that you probably see on your Facebook feed or a trailer for something, what do you think about gaming now? Like how far it's come?
It's amazing.
It is.
The in-depth to it, like some of the, like these games where you fly, planes and stuff like in World War II, or you play the ships and stuff, or the submarines, and just, I mean, it's really amazing on the quality and the sound and everything they work, and it goes into like another world, you know?
Is. Yeah.
Tomb Raider was like that, but I mean, Tomb Raider was from one thing to the next. I mean, you had to go from one thing to the next, but now these games they're endless. They're out there. They're just endless. I mean, the potential for them and going through them is just, there's no end in sight, just like the internet, you know?
That's right. Yep. A lot like our beloved No Man's Sky that we talk about here a lot. It's endless. It's got its limitations, but it's kind of hard to make actual limitless limitations. You know, I mean, there's, you can't, at least not yet. But Sean Murray definitely, the creator of No Man's Sky, definitely opened up the door for a lot of people to try and get to that point. But yeah, guys, I'm talking to my dad. If you'd like to come on the show and ask him some questions, embarrassing questions about Cobra, he's got all the answers for you. We've got on the call. We've got Cenaros, we've got Snow Obsidian, and we've got Tav, who is he's a mercenary. You got to watch out for Tav. He's kind of crazy and scary. But we got a couple callers on here right now. So if you guys have any questions for my dad, go ahead and ask away, because this is your only shot.
I have a question for you, sir.
Go ahead. What's your name?
Snow Obsidian.
How you doing, Snow?
Doing good. How about you, sir?
Pretty good.
Alright. Cobra, you're gonna hate me for this.
Oh, no.
Obsidian. the crystal obsidian? Is that what you mean?
It's a reference to snowflake obsidian, which is a type of rock.
Yes, it's obsidian. It's black.
Yeah, it's a type of obsidian. Yeah.
Solid black. Good. Okay.
The question is, why am I worried to say this? Do you know what a brony is?
Oh no! Why are you going to introduce this to my dad? Why on this show would you do that?
Sorry.
Oh no!
Repeat that question.
No, don't repeat that question.
Hang on, let me catch my breath. Do you know what a brony is?
A brony?
Yes.
Oh my god.
No,
this is gonna be
Cobra
forever.
Would you like to do the honors?
I'm not gonna explain to my dad what a brony is. You're the one that's a brony. You explain it to him. You brought it up.
Alright, fine. Fair enough.
Oh, I can't wait.
A brony is a guy who likes My Little Pony. Please tell me you know that.
My Little Pony?
Yep.
You talking about the My Little Pony toy?
The show.
Oh, the show. Okay.
And I'm sure the toys.
Okay.
I'm sure, yeah.
Okay,
I guess the toys are included.
I'm following you so far.
And now you have to finish this. No, now you have to.
You should totally see your son.
No, you have to finish this now. You asked my dad what a brony is. Now you have to finish this. Tell him why. Tell him why.
Why? Why what?
Why would you even ask him? Do you know what a brony is? Okay. I don't. Does anybody else have another question? Please, please.
Got another caller on here.
Huh?
Get another caller on here, Cobra.
Okay, Snow Obsidian is a grown adult man who likes My Little Pony.
Oh, that's
And Pokemon.
And what?
Pokemon.
I got a lot of Pokemon stuff here.
Yes, thank you.
And my dad collects toys like crazy.
Okay. Did he go away?
No, he's still here. He's still here.
I'm here. I'm just listening.
He liked the fact that you had Pokemon toys.
Okay.
Now, what's interesting is I have a thing for stuffed animals.
Oh my god.
Now, if you know what the Vulpix is,
The what?
there's the Vulpix. It's a Pokemon.
Okay.
Now, there's also a white version called the Alolan Vulpix. It's newer, so I'm sure if you don't, it's okay if you don't know it. It's okay if you don't know it. I won't blame you or anything, but there's a white Vulpix out there that... how do I say this? Build-A-Bear? You've heard of Build-A-Bear, right?
Yes.
Okay, so... Build-A-Bear made a stuffed animal of that white Vulpix. So, and I actually have one. And what drives Cobra absolutely crazy, to the point where I just laugh hysterically, is that I pet it. I pet a stuffed animal.
Well.
Intervention.
Oh god, thank you so much, Martin. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I just Google image the Vulpix. Now I know what it is.
Just don't Google image bronies.
So, I have a question for your dad, Cobra.
Yes. Dad, we got a new caller. We got Martin Requiem. He has a question for you.
I have a question for you, sir. You talked a little bit about the history of the gaming. Have you looked at the future of virtual reality? Have you ever looked about that, and what are your thoughts on that new technology, if you know of that?
On what now? You got to think.
The new virtual reality. It's like those glasses people put on their head, and it's like you are inside a game.
Yes. Yes, I have one that my phone fits, but it's probably not nowhere near as what you're asking about. So,
well, that's a start. It's a start. It starts to introduce people through the phones, and now you got all this technology that there are these big glasses like the Rift. It's called the Rift. It's just a brand, and you've got the HTC 5, and in the future they're gonna bring out a standalone glasses, so you don't need a very good PC and you don't need a very strong phone, and it's just so that's like it's nice to see how I was listening to you, like the old things, how that went, how games started, and now we're going to the future. So who knows, maybe we're standing in like Star Trek in one of those holodecks in the future. Who knows?
well, I've heard people say we're in a Matrix or in a movie, or
we could be. Who knows?
Virtual reality, maybe some type of simulation, but where does it end? Do we start all over again when it does?
Just like in the game No Man's Sky.
Yeah, no. When this simulation ends for you or me or whatever, do we start all over again, or are we reborn and have to live it all over again?
That's the big question of life. I think we only get to answer when we go to the next simulation.
Yeah, but you'll never know. I mean...
No, yeah.
If simulation or next life and you try to change something, you won't know that you're actually changing it. It's still going to be the same.
These are some very deep thoughts for 4 a.m. in the morning for me, but I'm trying to...
You started it!
I know I started it.
Where are you located at?
I'm in the Netherlands, sir.
No, oh, cool. You guys are having some earthquake swarms out that way, I heard.
In the Netherlands? Well, no, we only have somewhere in the top of the Netherlands because they are getting oil out of the ground.
Yeah,
so,
it's causing the problem.
Yeah, so all the houses are kind of damaged, but it's not like major earthquakes like you see in the world. But it's still significant. Yeah, there's some people with damage on their houses there, but I don't live in that area. I live more.
One guy out there in the Netherlands. What's his name?
Sorry.
He's a big porn guy. He's got a big.
Oh
porn
my gosh! What?
Yes, his name is Martin Requiem. You're speaking.
Oh my gosh! What's happened?
You want to be in the show, Cobra? You want to be in the show, Cobra? You know Somebody else call in. I'll put the link back in the description.
Now I need someone to save me from Martin Requiem.
No Man's Sky related. I can switch topics to No Man's Sky related because I have some information.
What? Please. I think.
It's not embarrassing related. I can promise you that.
Okay.
What?
Go ahead.
Remember General Lokar? Anyone remember him?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't be talking about that right now.
What?
I wouldn't be talking about that on air right now because it's going to be everywhere. If you.
Here's the thing: they're trying to reform.
He's got a big bounty.
What?
What?
Tav, you've got a country accent.
The thing is, the Black Hand.
No.
They had an earlier leader. They had a previous leader, and it used to be villainous. This is true. But with their new leader, the Black Hand has a new leader, and he is trying to reform this organization. He's considering it a revived civilization. He wants to clear its name. So that's why I want to point it out to him, because I did say I would spread the word and try and help him out with this organization. Now, I would recommend changing the name, but to something a little bit better.
Okay, awesome.
But,
okay, so what? General Lokar's coming back into the scene. That's pretty cool. Guys, don't forget
I was informed by Lily Hop that General Lokar is actually he's actually not in the Black Hand. I think he's give me a second. Go ahead and chat among yourselves. I'm going to double check this.
So tomorrow we've got the PvP battles.
Martin.
Yes, sir.
I was talking about the Hun up there in the Netherlands. He's called
what
the Hun. Write this the Hun.net, okay, and go check him out, okay?
What is this? Wait. Nobody do that.
You want to get back to games?
Probably,
please.
Yes.
Probably, yeah. Oh my god.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds like Martin knows.
Arena?
Gosh darn it, man.
Oh boy. Where's this show going, Cobra?
Okay, all right.
Down to the abyss.
What was I saying? It's tomorrow. There's going to be the PvP No Man's Sky Olympics, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be streaming it from Snow Obsidian's perspective, and so you guys be able to see that. And I got all bets. I will bet anybody a whole bunch of circuit boards that Snow Obsidian is going to win. Yes, circuit boards.
I do like units, but I don't know.
Anybody else out there got any questions?
Anybody got any questions for my dad that they would like to know about me? Any secret questions that
maybe
I haven't been honest with you guys?
How's life?
What's that?
How is life?
How is life?
How is life?
For myself, for you, or...
Tav is an individual that likes to act like he's a Korvax. So
Yeah,
he's
in
not
game.
Anomaly.
he's an anomaly. So what if for somebody who hasn't experienced life, how would you say how life is, Dad?
For myself, or for what?
Just in general. You're meeting an alien for the first time. How would you explain life? Of all the questions you could ask this guy, he would embarrass the crap out of me. You ask him how's life.
I would say life is how to live it the best way you can and as honestly as you can. That's the best way I can describe life.
There you go, Tav.
I appreciate that.
Okay, all right.
What's up, guys?
Oh, we got Sword. Sword's just joining the call. Sword, how you doing, buddy?
He's been in here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just looked at Discord. Sword,
Looking like a fiend.
thank you for coming on. Do you have any questions for my father?
Yeah, man. You know, playing all those, you know, coming up through the birth of gaming, when gaming started coming up with the arcades and stuff like. What is your favorite game that you've played?
Oh God, from Pong, from Pac-Man. I would probably say the favorite game I played was Pitfall.
Awesome.
Pardon me?
Said awesome. Pitfall was a good game.
It was a
Yes.
good game.
It was actually the very first game that had really dimension to it. People were coming up with, at that time, with games on computers, and you had to buy the game and put it on your computer, and there wasn't even an internet then. None at all. I mean,
Emulation?
you would have to computer and play that game, and sometimes your computer would freeze up like crazy, and then when your computer finally came back on, you'd have to start it all over again. I mean, and it really sucked there for a while until they got a little bit more memory on their computers, but I wanted one so bad. We went to a timeshare event, and they promised to give us a computer for free. When I got it back home, I could never get the thing to work. So, like I said, there was no internet then. No cell phones, no internet. I mean, the only way you could do anything was to go to the library.
Yeah.
I see.
Cool. Now, my second question to you is, has Cobra got you to try out No Man's Sky?
Not yet, but I would like to.
What?
Hey, you're more than free. You're more than free. He doesn't have
Everybody in the chat, come on. Hashtag come on, Cobra. Really?
he doesn't have a PS4.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Between my full-time job and my tattoo shop takes up a lot of my time. I barely have enough time to eat, sleep, and do whatever. So.
Oh, I can imagine, man.
All right, we got some questions here in the chat. Tyreek Starks is asking, he's calling you King Cobra, Dad. Saying, did you see Cobra do something real stupid as a kid?
Oh, yeah? When you have a year to specify? Or?
No, just pick one of them, man. Just, I don't care which one you pick. Just pick something.
God, I don't know. I'll have to think about that, okay?
All right.
Give me a few minutes to think about that.
Okay, all right. We got the Artlander saying, I love classic Super Mario, Spyro, Bomberman Hero. Yeah, I played Bomberman. Crash Bandicoot, Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, Pokemon, Did I play any of those? Most of those, yes. Yes, I did. Yeah.
We have another question too for your dad. Question by Voltronic81. He asks, Cobra Dad, did you do a tattoo for Cobra?
Yes, he did.
I did 2 of them.
Yep. And he had to color one in because I got a divorce from him.
Yeah, he had the initials or name, right?
Yep, the name. Yep.
Or the initials. Which is a curse. I tell everybody, don't put your significant other on your body.
And
what was the most memorable tattoo that you've done?
The most memorable? I did a guy's lip one time, his lower lip, on the inside, and it said, I'm cool. And when he lowered his lip down to show, it would say, I'm cool. So, I guess that was the most memorable. Another one,
the most painful too.
Another one was a rose on a mound. So,
okay, all right, that's good low key wording there. Thank you.
Wizard 3032 in the public chat of Cobra TV's Discord says, "What's Cobra's most embarrassing moment in his father's eyes?"
Oh boy,
embarrassing moment.
Yeah.
There's got to be a bunch.
Well, I'm sure there is.
Gonna be good.
What do you say?
It'll be good.
It'll be good.
are you sweating a little bit, Cobra?
I am.
You're just waiting what your father's gonna say.
Hey, I'm the one who made him sweat, let me tell you.
Well, I would say it was probably the time I come home and we were getting ready to move out of a house on the south end of Columbus, and nothing was clean in the house, nothing was done, and I went off and I embarrassed him probably in front of his cousin that day. So
I remember that. I thought you were going to mention like I'd say the stupidest thing that I did when I was a kid, and I'm pretty sure you remember this. I was left to my own demise in the house by myself, and I grabbed the biggest knife in the kitchen that there was, and decided I was going to play ninja. And
no,
yep, we're living in Florida.
I stabbed my leg, cut it open.
Oh boy!
Stabbed yourself in the leg, and I'm taking one. A friend of mine was with me, and she didn't stitch up your leg, just patched it up for you. Yeah. Remember, I came home and got you and took you back to her, and cleaned it out and put some bandages on. It wasn't that bad, but it was bad enough.
I still have the scar. Yep, I still have the scar from that. Yeah, that was pretty stupid.
That was the stupidest thing. So,
why'd you have to grab the biggest knife? At least it wasn't serrated, was it?
No, it was a big ass butcher knife that I used to cut pizza with.
It's a pizza roller.
So,
I guess those things weren't invented by that time. Okay, I can understand.
So in other words, it would be much safer if Cobra just played with My Little Pony in the past.
No, my dad can testify that I've never had any My Little Ponies when I was a kid. I had He-Man, Skeletor, Man-at-Arms, some Thundercats, some G.I. Joes.
Angie did not.
What?
But I can't remember. Did you play with any of them?
No. I hid them. I hid them from her.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so...
was,
What's that?
I looked up what a brony was.
No, you're not supposed to do that.
Boy.
You're not supposed to do that, Dad.
Yeah.
That question pop up, but I couldn't read it. It went down too fast.
I do want to say this before I hop off here, Cobra. I can't hang out much longer, but I do want to tell you, Dad, you raised a really good son, man. He is he's an awesome pillar of this No Man's Sky community. Strong advocate for a game that we love, and I just want to give you a hats off to you, buddy. You done a good job with him.
Well, thanks a lot. I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
And Cobra,
Sword.
as always, dude, it's been awesome being on. Appreciate you having me on. You guys have a great night.
You too,
Hey,
buddy.
Take care, Sword.
I mentioned one.
What's that? You're cutting out like crazy.
Is Sword already gone?
No, I'm
No,
still
he's
here.
still here. Cut.
Paul, at the same time it happened.
Wait,
I was
what? Start over.
on the
Start over.
scene.
We're losing you. We're losing you. We didn't hear any of that.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
And cut. Here, can you get your dad to text the question or the what he wants to say?
I don't. Probably not. We can't hear you, Pop.
Okay.
You can't hear me?
Only sometimes.
Yes. As soon as you started talking, it cut out like twice now.
I don't know why. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead and ask real quick.
No, I was just saying that the recent accident he just had and broke his leg real bad.
And he cut out again.
I sort of know that it was, I don't know, just perfect timing that I witnessed the whole thing. So,
Oh,
Yeah.
my.
Yeah, he was right there, man. And I thought I was dreaming because my dad was coming to the car right as we were, like, right after the wreck. I'm like, what? That's my dad?
Oh, my goodness.
just gotten off work. So, I mean,
Oh, my.
just pulled out and was coming down the road, and I saw a big flashlight, and within about 100 feet I pulled up, there it was, so.
Oh, my. That's got to be probably one of the scariest things as a dad to roll up on.
Well, I still think that guy turned out in front of him, and he did not have his yellow lights on like they're supposed to here in the roads, and I believe it was their fault. I think that guy turned in front of him. So, because I know them guys are always running that light, them trash trucks and everything. So,
Yep, they are.
My goodness. Yeah, that had to have been awful scary. We all in the community glad he survived it and he's recovering. Yeah, that's the important thing.
well,
We've even been helping with the funding for his new car.
yes, and I really appreciate you guys doing that too. So,
Yeah, I do as well. Thank you, guys.
Oh, he's a great guy, man. Well worth it. Well worth it.
located that sword.
All right, guys. Well, y'all have a great night. Good meeting you, man. It's been awesome talking to you tonight.
Maybe I'll jump on some other time.
Cool, very cool.
Yeah. Awesome.
Bye, sword.
All right, bye, buddy. Take care.
Where's,
All right.
Where you going?
What's that?
where's he located?
I'm not sure. He might have told us once before, but I don't know. I do not know. Guys, if you would like to talk a little about Fallout 76, we talked a little bit about that in the beginning of the show. If you'd like to call in and give me your opinion. Oh, yes, we've got Martin Requiem on the show.
Oh boy.
Martin,
hold on.
I don't know if you heard the beginning of the show, but we did talk about the class action lawsuit against Bethesda. We also talked about the $200 special, kit where you get the helmet and the bag, and how it was supposed to be canvas and it turned out to be really thin nylon. Sword in the chat saying he's from North Carolina, Dad.
What's that now?
Sword in the chat is saying he's from North Carolina.
Okay. All right. You're cutting out too, so.
Single player in the chat says, "What's up, Daddy Cobra?" So, Martin, what do you have to say about Fallout 76 at this point?
Well, first of all, I'm a big Bethesda fan concerning, I like, Skyrim, and I like the other Fallout series, but I've seen so many, and lately, so many negative videos about Fallout that I'm not even gonna try it because of all those videos. And it's
hold on. Let me stop you right there real quick before you continue. We also have Raisa in the chat saying, I love Fallout 76, don't hate on it. I did actually the opposite. I did point out the problems that people are having with it, but I also said, with what we went through with No Man's Sky, the Bethesda fans are going through the same thing with Fallout 76, pretty much.
That's true, yeah.
Okay, what we went through, we are the base that should understand what Bethesda is going through at this moment. A company who relies on selling games is not going to let a game continue to be a piece of crap. They're going to add things to it and fix it. I really think that Fallout 76 is going to polish up really nice. So I think that our base should be able to look at Fallout 76 with sympathy and empathy.
Well, there are some things that is just crazy because we are comparing a AAA company to an indie company who made No Man's Sky. That first of all, so you would expect better quality from a AAA company. There are some bugs that were in Fallout 4 that still after 2 years they just ported that over into Fallout 76. They are still running on an outdated engine, which they just do not upgrade all the time. So I don't know. I have some some fears about the future, like games like Starfield, which is coming out by them, and the Elder Scrolls 6. That if they're gonna keep using this old engine, that it's just gonna be problematic. So I've seen a lot of not just hating videos on Fallout 76, but some in-depth videos by also some people who develop their own games. And the thing is, why Bethesda chooses to keep this old engine they built on is because they simply say the mod community knows this engine, and that's why we're keeping with this engine.
Right.
Well, my thought is, people who make mods are smart enough to figure out a new engine. So, and the engine, that is the problem currently with the game.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to see them use the same engine for Starfield, and I don't think they can, because I think I heard them drop a little bit of hints and clues that they had a new engine that they were going to use for Starfield.
Yeah, that's right. And there was also some news out that like the Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be based off the Starfield engine. But then other news reports are that Starfield is going to be based on the same engine as Fallout 76. So I don't know what's up with that. But
don't they have No Man's Sky for the computer?
Yeah, but you have to have a gaming PC to be able to run it, though. I don't know what kind of PC you have, but it's got to be built to run games.
Yeah. But you are right, Cobber, that it is indeed, and it is being compared. I've seen it like this is like No Man's Sky all over again. With some comments on Fallout 76, and
it's the same thing.
Indeed, they are fixing it now. But at the moment, I'm staying away from it until there are some more fixes. But I do think it's something to say about that. It is a bigger company, and they had all their studios working on this, and they released it like that. Yeah, I don't know. You hear people saying in the gaming community as a whole that this is the new normal. A company brings out something which is basically a tech demo, and then they're gonna say we're gonna make it better. So it seems like that is becoming the new normal with a lot of companies nowadays. So
well, here's what I think should be the new normal, and I talked about this earlier today, and I think there's two big problems in the gaming industry right now. One is transparency. These developers need to be transparent. If they knew that they had to switch the canvas to nylon, they should have let their customers know who pre-ordered that for $200, right? They should have said, and not wait to see what the reaction was going to be when they got it at the house. That's the one thing. Transparency in development, transparency in things like that. The second part of that is us. We are a big problem in the gaming industry right now. A lot of us pre-order by day one, and then we want to get mad and yell on the internet. Like I said before at the beginning of the show, the best way to combat the gaming industry, to hold them accountable for selling good products, is wait, watch it on YouTube, and then buy. Don't watch IGM play it. Watch your friend play it. Watch somebody you know play it. Watch somebody with 1,000 subscribers play it. You know what I mean? Or 50 subscribers play it. And see the game in action. If it's something you still want, then go out and buy it. Wait, watch, buy.
Exactly. Yep, exactly. That's how people should do it. And I've learned myself. I mean, with No Man's Sky, I saw that, and I'm one of the No Man's Sky players. I liked it from day one, because all I wanted was to explore a galaxy that had planets where you could land on, and that was what we got, But it's just that all the other things. Well, we know the whole history how that went, Like Shamari said, was too enthusiastic about stuff, and he said stuff he shouldn't probably not have been said. But we've seen No Man's Sky grow out from the overwhelmingly negative on the Steam reviews now to mixed or positive. I think it's coming very close to positive with all the updates we have.
Right.
And yeah, that is possible for Fallout 2, that it's they're gonna update it and then it's get better. But then still, I would wait a little bit, and indeed, like you said, wait until your friends play it and see how it is. And the other problem is that the fan base who liked Fallout, it's different that there are no NPCs, and that's also a thing that the core fan is not really used to. It's new. Every human you meet in the game is just a human. It's just a player, and they took out all the NPCs, and I think that's also something that the core Fallout players have to get used to. That is a different thing.
Right. So I want to catch my dad up on kind of what's going on here. Game companies now, Dad, the consoles are different. They're connected to the internet. So pretty much game developers can create whatever they want and sell it and not show you what you're getting. And they ask you to pre-order it, which means you buy it before you know what you're getting. And then once you get it at the house, it's unfinished or it's buggy. And what they can do at that point, since these consoles are connected to the internet, they could actually fix them from their offices. They could just make a patch and fix your video game instead of like in the olden days when we had Sega cartridges. That was as complete as the game was going to be. No DLC.
It's like a beta version, and then they can come in your system and put a patch in it, but they have to have your permission, of course, I'm sure.
No, they don't. No, you could turn off auto updates if you want, but like No Man's Sky, I wake up and all of a sudden, oh look, I got an update. So I turn it on and see what's different.
I see. But you have to purchase it, but it's still kind of like a beta version?
No, sometimes you don't have to purchase it. Sometimes it's a free update to fix something.
No, I mean the game itself.
Yes.
You say you buy it, but not know anything about it. You don't even seen it play or even play. Right. But it's like a beta version, but you're still buying it. Because the beta version, you usually get it for free. But you're saying you got to pay for it and then work with it from there. That's
what gaming's becoming. You're right. You nailed it. We're all paying for betas. And they're lying and saying they're done, full, finished games. That's what's happening here. And that's why a lot of gamers are upset.
So do you have to say, hey, I need an update, or do they just automatically do it because they know?
Well, here's the thing. If people weren't complaining and yelling on the internet, I don't know if they would fix it.
Huh.
None of us know if they'd fix it.
I see.
And the worst crime is AAA games, which is like the Hollywood of games, releasing something disguised as fully done, charging a full price, and then saying, hey, guess what? There's 50% more game. You just got to pay an extra $50 to get the rest of it. What do you think about that?
Are these games sent to you on a disc and you download them, or you got to get them downloaded from the internet? And
Either or. Like, discs are starting to go away, so we're probably going to be all digital within the next 5 or 10 years. But it's either or. Like, even if you buy the disc, it still has to download onto your PS4. It's not like you put it in and play it.
And you still have to agree to all the conditions, and that gives them the right to come in and do whatever they want to it as they see fit for updates.
Right.
I see. Well, that's kind of invasive, you know?
Well, it's not like they are going into your PC and look at your PC. It's basically a little package they send that only has to do if you already have a certain game installed, and it just upgrades that game. But it does not like spy or does anything else intrusive in your PC. It's just it just looks at, oh look, this person has this game. Oh, there's an update. We send that update as a package to you, digital files, and your game gets updated. So it's not like it spies on your system or something. So
I'm saying they're spying. I'm just saying that
it's like when your software and your computer updates.
Sit in there and just do what they. Yeah, I know. I found that out with my computer and some of my AOL and my Yahoo. I find out that they do updates, and I don't even know it. And it's on my computer, not an application on my phone. You know, apps usually update on their own, right? On your phone.
Right.
However, they're doing them on computers now, and I didn't even know they did that until I noticed something different all the time.
Yeah, they auto update. And you know, and sadly, game developers have found a way to cheat their way in out of people's money by using that technology. That's it's sad. I'm not saying Fallout 76 did that. Okay, they are using the crutches of the internet to be able to fix their game once they sell it. But I'm not saying that, hey, Fallout 76 is guilty here, Bethesda's guilty for this. Like I said, I look at from the No Man's Sky standpoint of Fallout 76. Like, guys, quit complaining, because in about 5 months, you guys are going to be playing a game. Everyone's going to have smiling faces, and you're going to have evidence all over the internet of crucifying Fallout 76. And maybe that's the way to hold them accountable. I agree to that. But a better way to hold them accountable is to not pre-order the darn thing.
Yeah,
but you wouldn't have the game.
No, you could buy it later.
You buy it later, not pre-order it.
Right.
And everybody's eager to play it, so they pre-order it anyway, right?
Exactly. Yes. And I like to call it battered gamer syndrome. You know, like when they're upset with a company for releasing a bad game, but instead of taking a stand and not buying it again, they buy the sequel, and then they buy the next sequel, and then they complain and buy the next sequel, and then complain. It's like, wait a minute. You want to really hold them accountable, don't buy it until you're happy with the product.
Huh.
And there are worse things in gaming land nowadays. I don't know if you are up to date with the whole BlizzCon thing, Cobra. Diablo.
Say that again.
Are you up to date with the whole Diablo fiasco?
No,
and
I'm not.
BlizzCon? So Diablo is a game that has like a big fan base, and this BlizzCon is like a special like game con for only the Blizzard games. And they thought they maybe gonna release Diablo 4, so they organized this, and people have to pay a lot of money to get in there or pay to see the stream live. And what does they do with Diablo? They say, yeah, we got something to announce here. We're gonna make Diablo Immortal, and it's gonna be mobile phone only.
Oh,
well,
my God!
You have to look up that YouTube things, because they got booed.
Oh,
the developers got booed off the stage, and one guy in the stage said, "Hey, is this some late April Fool's joke or something?" And they got and the worst thing is that later on you think, well, you know, they learned from that. They let their fan base down, so they come with some apology or some news from, yeah, you know what, we gotta do this too. But no, they just simply said, no, we gotta do more mobile games because that's the new market. Like, yeah, they totally lost their grip on their fan base for Diablo, which is like a PC game, and
right.
That was, yeah. If you look it up later, they just got booed off the stage. You know, Diablo Immortal BlizzCon. If you look at it, it's just, yeah, it was crazy. So, yeah, it can just say it can get worse.
Yeah. Well, Funny Imps in the chat saying the new Diablo announcement is a perfect example of expectations becoming reality.
If I may.
What's that?
I was just gonna say I do need to go. It's getting kind of late, and yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for having me on the show, though, guys.
All right, buddy. I'll see you, man. Take care, bud.
Hey,
Take care. I'll be on Discord. It's just I won't be in the subcast voice. Just saying.
All right. I think my dad's trying to say something to you, Snow.
yeah, it's nice meeting you. I like that name, Snow Obsidian. That's really cool. I'm a crystal collector. I collect a lot of crystals.
Really?
Yes, I have.
I have a small passion for crystals as well, actually.
I've got my favorite one is amethyst. So,
That's actually a very good crystal, I must say.
but the obsidian I love too because it's shiny, it's black, and it's just deep.
Today on Cobra
Yeah.
TV, we're going to cover the crystals.
And it has a lot of energy to it too. So
Really?
Condensed carbon.
obsidian has
Anywho. Go ahead.
If you like crystals, you should play No Man's Sky, Dad. There's plenty of them to shoot and collect.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I want the real thing though.
He's got a point.
That's a debate. How do we know No Man's Sky is not real?
Might even be in No Man's Sky. You never know.
How do you know life is real? You think that's air you breathe?
Anywho, guys, I'll see you guys later.
Okay. Bye,
See you later,
Snow.
Snow.
Bye, Snow.
Bye.
Okay,
Been a pleasure.
I'll be on tomorrow at 4 p.m. for the stream.
Everybody's
Anyway.
Sci-Fi Genry's making fun of the fact he said he had a crystal fetish.
Who's got a crystal?
Snow Obsidian.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we're probably going to be ending the show here within the next 10 minutes if nobody else wants to come on the show. If anybody has any last things, are we done talking about Fallout 76, you think?
I think so, for now.
If anybody has any more questions for me, if not, I'm going to sign out too. So,
Just want to say it's a privilege to have met you, Dad of Cobra. It's awesome.
you too. Thank you.
All right. Bye, Dad. I love you.
Thank you, Tav. And Martin, where are you guys from? You're from the Netherlands, right, Martin?
Yeah, I'm from a little small country that no American can find on a bloody map. That's where I'm from. Little small country.
Go on and look up the Hun.net.
My God.
And Tav, nice meeting you too. I love you, Ronnie. I'll see you later.
All right, love it, dude.
All right, bye.
Bye. All right, so guys, that was my dad. I figured I'd bring him on the call tonight and have him talk with you guys. And it was fun. It was fun. So got to learn a little bit about what it was like from someone growing up with video games, and as just at that turning point when they were starting to enter the homes, and it's a cool story. I'm not sure if he knows how to hang up or not.
I don't. How you do it? I'm looking.
There's a little phone symbol down at the bottom
A problem.
where it says voice connected.
There we go.
There we are.
Okay.
This darn modern technology nowadays.
Yes.
So I know this episode was a little bit different than what we normally do. We didn't stick on No Man's Sky for too long. Next subcast, we're going to stick on No Man's Sky for a lot longer. I wanted to kind of see what everybody's opinions were with Fallout 76. I wish people like Raisa would have called in to the show and kind of, because he's sticking by Fallout 76, and I agree from his standpoint. Like, he's like, hang on, guys, just hang on. It's going to be a good game. It's going to polish up, and I agree. I think it will be. And I'm going to keep tabs on it. And when I see it to where I think I'm ready to get in, then I'll probably buy it myself. We got Panda Poopy is in the chat. Panda, what is up, dude? I started watching one of your streams. I still have to finish it. Somebody tweeted me, Panda Poopy, one of your streams, and I started listening to it, and you were telling a bunch of stories about you and the Hidden Jew playing and stuff like that. We just had somebody jump into the Atlas room, and I was going to pull him in, but he left. Call in Raisa. I got a few more minutes to spare, bud. Just go join the Discord and then go into the Atlas 102.5 FM voice chat room on the right, on the left, I mean. and then I'll pull you in. But I would like to hear, what you got to say with about Fallout 76, and then we'll chat a little bit about that with Reza for a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and we'll bounce off out of here, and could play a little bit of No Man's Sky. But yeah, Panda, good stream, man, good stream. I still have to finish it. I was listening to, I think I only got like 10 minutes into it, and I got pulled away from it. We got Ali. Ali is
to the Atlas 102.5 FM.
Oh, we got Ali. I can hear myself. Sounds good.
And then I'll pull you in, but I would love.
Ali.
Hey there. I think I'm already in.
Yep. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Yeah, no, greetings all the way from Australia. How's it going?
It's going good. Are you Raisa?
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
Oh, good, man. I'm glad to hear from you, man. Because
yeah, no, it's good to finally speak to you in person. I've been following your channel here for since the No Man's Sky reality game website went up. I think it's called Waking Titan. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So I'm interested. Before we start talking about your perspective on Fallout 76, we didn't talk about a whole lot of No Man's Sky tonight. How do you feel about that on a subcast?
Yeah, no, I have no objection to branching out to other, subject matters,
Okay, cool. Very cool. So I'm really interested in hearing you because you're from, all you see, it's just like it was No Man's Sky. When No Man's Sky got released, it was negative article after negative article after lawsuit article after lawsuit article. And now, here we are with Fallout 76. It's the same thing, but now with a AAA developer. But you're from the perspective that you enjoy what Fallout 76 is. So I want to get your perspective from it.
Oh, look, I'm certainly very open-minded. Despite the fact that I personally enjoy the game, I do feel like there are some obvious glaring issues with it, no doubt. But I'm of the mindset that no online game in the history of gaming has ever released bug-free. I think that's kind of something that just shocks me that at this point in time in the gaming environment, we haven't really adapted to or kind of gotten used to yet, which is I find rather strange.
Right. I
agree. Yeah. No.
It's in the Atlas room.
Oh, keep going, Ali. Keep going.
Yeah. No, sorry. So what was I saying? Yeah. Look, it depends on the specifics of.
Are you wanting to come back on the show?
Okay. So, do you have any general questions I can answer about the game?
Do you see a lot of this, do you feel like a lot of the criticisms and a lot of the articles, do you feel like they're a bit unfair?
Well, yes, because I do feel like the general initial reception of the game was, yes, admittedly not that great. And I think there has been this obvious subset of people that have since then wanted to kind of lurch and kind of create content on YouTube, especially to capitalize off of those failings. I've watched many YouTubers like Young Yer and Hills vs. Babyface, and they all seem very quick to place judgment on the game before it's really been given much of a chance to kind of, remify its mistakes. Now, we can take a page out of No Man's Sky's book there and say that, yes, there is a lot of similarity in that regard. People didn't like what they initially experienced in the game. People were willing to jump on the bandwagon of hate. And yes, we're seeing exactly what we saw in those days. But it just rather disappoints me that we're not used to this in gaming yet. You'd think with a story and how No Man's Sky went from failure to redemption, we'd be like, all right, well, maybe that would be the same for a lot of other games down the line. And I'd reiterate that the difference between Fallout 76 and No Man's Sky is that Fallout 76 was designed to be an online cooperative multiplayer game from the get-go. No, in the history of gaming, no online game, as I said earlier, has ever released bug-free. You know,
right.
Like, it's always been this mindset to update, patch it, you know, regularly, and get it, you know, eventually in a working state. So, I mean, we take a look at other MMOs like World of Warcraft. They never released a polished day one, but people back then were willing to give it the benefit of the doubt. You know, so I have to ask myself, what's really changed for the, you know, people to stop really wanting to give these developers a chance in that regard, you know?
Right. You know, and I'd like to call it like a crash landing. Instead of a launch, consider every launch a crash landing. Either expect bugs and expect the crash landing and know that, hey, games have bugs when they first launch. It's fine. Or, you know, avoid the crash landing, wait for the rumble to clear, wait for them to fix it, and then buy into it. Instead of just, you know, if you know that these games are going to have bugs, instead of buying into it and then getting upset and writing articles after articles just slamming this game. Now, like I said, I haven't played it, so maybe I'm, you know, I know you like it, but maybe I'm in the wrong. Maybe it's maybe it deserves it. But
I won't sugarcoat it. Like I mean, like I said before, it's not without its ups and downs. Like the game isn't bug free. I won't lie about that. But what I do feel is that there's enough fun to be had in the game where a lot of it can be greatly overlooked.
Right. So what do you think about the $200 like collector's edition thing where you get the mask and the bag, and how they switched it out from saying advertising is going to be canvas and then shipped everyone thin nylon? How do you
well, I have a very big opinion on that one, actually. I've been mulling over that one for a few days now since I saw it on YouTube. And I will say, though, I do think it's kind of been exaggerated somewhat, because in the history of promotional material, whether, you know, it's on an image or in, you know, some kind of text form, you know, and what you're getting within a certain package, there's always been this mindset for the longest time that promotional material of any kind is subject to change without further notice. It's usually noted in the fine print of a promotional image. And I suspect that the case here was no different. It's just, with the controversy that is the game right now, again, I think one individual in particular was probably bored one day and decided, you know, let's find something else to complain about. And they looked at the image and noticed that subtle, you know, discrepancy between the bag that everyone got versus the bag in the material, the promotion material, sorry. So I just think it's another example of people seeing something small like that and blowing it up out of proportion, you know?
I do believe, it's definitely blown out of proportion. I will agree with you there. But I also think, you know, they should have said, hey, this is, you know, to all the people that pre-ordered it, or made a public statement like, we had to switch to nylon. Sorry about that. The quality of the mask is still there. It's amazing, still an amazing product. We just had to go with nylon. Transparency goes a long way, and I'm sure a lot of people would have been like, oh well, it's still cool. I want the mask. That's really what I want. I want that mask, you know? I want that mask, darn it. I do, you know? I'm not even a big Fallout fan. I want that mask. And, you know, so I think a little bit of transparency, but I do believe, and I mean, I do agree with you 100%. It's being blown out of proportion a little bit, but it is still false advertising, and you still did get a product that's different than what they were initially selling you.
Yeah, no, look, I won't disagree on the fact that it is to some extent still false advertising, even if they covered it in some kind of, you know, lingo in fine print. At the end of the day, yeah, you're right in that regard. However, I will say that the warning was probably no doubt there, and people have just chosen to overlook it, I feel.
You know what? You know, with me not even researching it, that's a good possibility. Yeah, they probably did at some small level. Yeah, they probably did. Legally, they probably would have to. We got Thothstar joining us. Thoth, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good.
What's on your mind, dude? We're talking Fallout 76. You got anything to say about it, or you want to talk about No Man's Sky? What's on your mind?
Was thinking a lot about this Fallout 76. I'm not as big of a Fallout fan as I am Elder Scrolls fan. I'm a big Elder Scrolls fan, so I follow Bethesda stuff. And like I feel like the way that they, like, if you watch the E3 conference, the way that they sort of showed it off, like it was very obviously a really big experiment, because like they've never, Bethesda Game Studios has never done a game like this before, and they really clearly sort of outlined how this was a really big experiment. But at the same time, they seem to try and sell it instead as a game instead of the experiment that it was. Like with those collector's editions, they tried to really hook the die-hard Fallout people into being the guinea pigs for this experiment, and it doesn't seem to have gone over very well.
Well, yeah, I mean, but they always do like some kind of cool collector's edition. You know, like you had the Pip-Boy for Fallout 4. But you bring up a good point, Thoth. You call it experiment, but think about something for a second. Fallout 76, when they announced it, they got so much crap for it. You know, like, what? Online? What? Multiplayer? Fallout's not a multiplayer game. They got so much crap over it, and they defended their decision, and many interviews, like, we want to do this. This is a passion project for Bethesda. They really wanted to do this, even if it was against most of the fan base. They really wanted to do this passion project of a multiplayer Fallout game, even though people, like, demonized them for it.
Yeah, what I want to say is that what some fan base people hoped, but I hoped it was going to be, that it was going to be a Fallout 4 with NPCs, but with multiplayer. But instead of that, they just stripped it bare down to just holotapes with quests and no NPCs like people are used to. But indeed, it is an experiment, as in they never went with online multiplayer games. So that is just also completely new. But what's also a problem I hear from some of the negativity is that, you know, it's meant to be played with other people. But nowadays, people just want to fend for themselves, you know. If you go to the game, unless you have a good group of friends, everybody just fends for themselves. So what Bethesda wanted to do, there was the thought that the people became the NPCs, but people can never replace NPCs. You know, they do their own thing. And that was also one of the things that was a problem, that people just fend for themselves, and it started to become boring for some people. But I don't know how Ellie thinks about that, the absence of NPCs and just the questing, how that is. I'm very curious about it, because I just go off from what I have seen on video, so I don't have first-hand experience with it.
Well, I can certainly voice my opinion on those 3 points just mentioned, like the NPC aspect, for example. One, I do feel there is a bit of a misconception with the game in that specific area, is that there is NPCs. The area that people, I feel, are overlooking is that, yes, there are human NPCs, but there are NPCs. They just take the form of the technology that is commonplace in the Fallout universe. Things like AI, robots, things like that, they take the place of that human element that is lacking there. The reason being is that Vault 76 is the first vault in the timeline, among a few other ones across the US, that were the first lot to open. So you're not going to find much in the way of a human element there, other than the humans that have died to the, you know, after the bombs drops. So there is reason, there is story merit for why that human NPC element isn't there. It's just why a lot of that gets overlooked is that, yes, admittedly, a lot of the story is behind holotapes and diary entries and stuff like that. But you got to think, some people survived after the bombs hit, but they still got affected to the radiation after the fact. So there was this period of time where they were able to leave some kind of mark on the environment for you to discover and find out who they were as an individual, what their place in that world was. So you get a lot more in regards to environmental storytelling as opposed to just walking up to an NPC, selecting maybe 3 or 4 options on a dialogue wheel and go from there. There's so much more to it in that regard. But also I will go back to the experiment aspect in that, yes, it's certainly an experiment for Bethesda. I won't disagree with that. However, I will take note that Elder Scrolls for the longest time was perceived as a single-player only game, much like Fallout. And Elder Scrolls Online received no different of a backlash because, you know, they decided to take that series to an MMO-styled structured game. I foresee that Fallout 76 is Bethesda's answer to the Fallout universe as much as ESO is to Elder Scrolls. The only difference being is that ZeniMax is the caretakers of Elder Scrolls Online, whereas Bethesda, I feel, are willing to support the game for the foreseeable future with Fallout 76. Also, take note too that Fallout 76 is called 76. It's not Fallout 5. They did that with the intention that it wasn't meant to be part of the main single-player portion of the storyline going forward. It was meant to be a prequel in terms of the, you know, giving people a peek of the earlier inner workings of the timeline, you know?
That's so perfect sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you say it like that, that makes perfect sense. That gives me a feeling like, oh, yeah. If you say it like that, I haven't thought about that.
Now, granted, don't get me wrong, not environmental storytelling isn't for everyone. Although I do feel like that if you're a No Man's Sky fan, so much of that game is storytelling through the environment. So if you're someone that can appreciate that, you can appreciate Fallout 76 in that regard. So
I think the most bugs they need to work out is that you hear that the enemies spawn in too fast, and and bullets are too expensive. So, and some people say, you know, it's not even worth to shoot the NPCs. Just go past them, get your stuff, and go out because you're emptying all your bullets, and they spawn back in. So, what's the point on having a guns? And the other thing they say is that the FAT system that the people are used to in Fallout, that it's kind of useless. You know, it's no longer, it cannot slow down your K because you are online. So the FAT system is kind of it's like rolling a dice. Or what's your experience in the FAT system in
I wouldn't say it's like rolling a dice. I would categorize it more of an aim bot. It's basically just a bot that assists your aim. Okay. And you have a chance to proc a critical hit while using it. That's essentially what it is. But it uses AP every time you use it, and AP is this finite resource that will replenish itself automatically, but you only have so much of a total pool in which to use in terms of the AP. So you can't, and so many other aspects use that AP resource. It's not just the VATs. So there's a bit of kind of balance to be had while you're playing on what you're doing and how much you dip from your overall total AP. Yeah.
And the other thing was that there's also this element of base building in Fallout 76, but if you build something nice but you go offline, then it's also gone and you have to start over again. So that's also a little bit of a thing that people kind of.
Okay, that was a bug that was addressed with the last update.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. But as a whole, that was only affecting a very small percentage of the community with that specific bug. I myself never experienced that bug. I found that every time I logged back into the game, regardless of the server it threw me into, my base was there and it was always there. I mean, you know, I'm happy to take any further questions anyone has in regards to the game, but I'm sure Cobra is probably anxious to move on to a different topic, so I won't hold you up, Cobra.
Well, we're probably going to be getting off here. It's interesting talking about Fallout 76 because I find the whole thing so interesting because I'm not, I see articles like Fallout 76, the new No Man's Sky. They're right, but they're wrong. They're wrong by saying it's like No Man's Sky because it sucks. I think it's like No Man's Sky because of the attacks that people have on it. And I think it's a lot like No Man's Sky because as soon as they announced it, people were demonizing them for even creating such a thing. Like even with No Man's Sky, there was organized hate before No Man's Sky even launched. And it's the same way with Fallout 76, and I see the same kind of attacks, the same it's almost like on schedule. You had the pre-hate, then you had the launch, then you had the backlash, and then you had the lawsuit allegations. It's textbook. It's just like the No Man's Sky schedule.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree with you more in that regard. I will end the conversation on one point though that not a lot of people are aware, but the original developers of the first two Fallout games were actually in the works of an online Fallout game way before Bethesda took the reins of the license. So that's one thing to kind of take note on, is that the idea of a multiplayer Fallout was certainly not a foreign one to the franchise.
I see. Well, it's interesting. If you guys liked hearing about other types of conversations, other than No Man's Sky, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know on Discord. Message me, private message me on Twitter, private message me on Facebook. I love to, talk back. So it's like I'm not doing anything. I'm just sitting here at the desk. So if you want to talk to me, message me. What's up?
Yeah, I think we should have a crystal talk session with your dad. That would be awesome.
No, in retrospect, I'm like, oh my gosh, having Snow ask him that question and then having my father ask you that question. Yeah, that's bad stuff, man.
Loved it.
That was entertainment. That was pure entertainment for us.
Oh my gosh. We got Josiah. We're going to get him on here even though we're getting ready to leave. Josiah, we're about ready to close down the show, bud. I'm so sorry. Josiah?
Yeah, it's fine. I knew you were going to shut down anyway. I just decided to jump in no matter what.
Okay, buddy. Okay.
Well, hello and goodbye.
Tav?
Yes.
Hi, Tav. You're not a Corvax. Or an anomaly.
What?
Oh, never mind. Yeah. Never mind. Yeah, never mind. Maybe that was somebody else.
Okay.
The plot thickens.
Yes. Oh, gosh. Sometimes I love this show so much. All the time I love it. All the time. But sometimes it gets so crazy. But yeah, let me know if you like different conversations. And if you do, if you want me to talk about something, by all means, tweet at me an article or a topic, and I will be glad. I actually was going to do something a little bit different tonight. I was actually going to go into conspiracies and a little bit of space stuff, some Elon Musk stuff, some Virgin airline stuff, taking people to space this Christmas. So I wanted to get into some of that, but we ran out of time. So maybe I'll come online again, an unscheduled subcast, or maybe we'll do it next week. I don't know. We'll see. Depends on what you guys want. So just message me, comment, whatever you guys got to do.
You actually meant you ran out of space. Okay, never mind.
I hate that damn sound.
What sound?
Running out of space.
Yeah, that never gets old.
I broke it a while ago.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and close it down. Everybody remember, we're Constellation, so connect those dots and subscribe to each other. If you guys have a YouTube channel, do not ever be afraid at any time during any show, even if it's at the beginning, say, hey, I upload videos. Check my channel out. Say it in the chat. People can click those little 3 dots on the side and go to your channel and check you out. Self-advertising is allowed in my chat. You guys always have that. So if you ever want to, get people to realize and recognize your channel, just do it. Just always do it. Even do it in the comment section on my videos. Just after this is uploaded, say, hey guys, I do No Man's Sky stuff too. Check me out. And I'll leave the comment there and let people come check you out. So, also the Discord, you guys can always advertise in the Discord on your YouTube channels and stuff like that. And I love to tweet you guys stuff out. So if you tweet at me, and I will share it out and just scratch each other's back and connect the dots and become a constellation, guys. Thank you guys so much for calling in tonight. I do appreciate it.
Well,
No problem.
it's
awesome.
been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure, and it's also been very strange.
Like,
all right, and everybody that came out to the chat and watched the show, thank you so much for being here. You guys mean a lot to me, and I will see everybody in the next video. Until next time, guys.
bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Mm-hmm.